Now, let's go. Next up, we had Cody versus Pretty Peter Avalon. Now, during the week, Cody tweeted that this match would take no more than a minute, and in my opinion, this is exactly what I expected. It had to be a squash. It had squash written all over it. What we got was actually an okay match. But it was not a squash, and it probably was not the match that was needed for this segment. But hey, it wasn't a bad match by any stretch, and it was still mildly entertaining. So I'm not going to hate on this match because my expectations of what wrestling should be are different to what this match was, as ironic as that may seem for a reviewer. Now, as soon as the match started, Cody hit Avalon with Crossroads, and it looked like it was going to be a couple of second match, but as soon as he hit the Crossroads, Jade Cargill's music starts playing, and she appears on the stage to distract Cody. Avalon takes advantage of this and hits a low blow on Cody, and this is what started the most surprising bit of the match, Avalon getting heat on Cody. Now, I thought this might last for 30 seconds before Cody just cuts him off, gets back, hits the win, gets a comeback, gets a win. Quick, done, couple of minutes, 3-minute match, you know? But no, it didn't. Avalon actually got quite a lot of heat on Cody, and I did not expect this. This match kind of went on. It went about 10 minutes. I think probably went a bit too long, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, I don't have a problem with people getting heat on any face. That is the meat and two wrestling of what that is the meat of two veg of wrestling. That's what it's all about. It is about good people beating up bad people and getting sympathy from the good people. That's how it works. That's how it rolls along. But there is a limit to how much heat someone at the bottom of the pecking order should be getting against someone at the top of their pecking order. The finish to the match came after, I would say it was elongated. It went too long, figure 4 battle. It was a bit strange how the finish came. Basically, Cody had Avalon in the figure 4 and he wasn't tapping out, which I think he should have tapped out. He's quite low in the pecking order, but we're going to get to that. Now, whilst in the figure 4, Avalon reached over and managed to slap Cody. Then when Cody went to slap him back, Avalon tapped. It was a bit weird for me. It's not my cup of tea. I love a bit of silly in wrestling, but silly needs to make sense to a small degree, and it made no sense that Avalon went to slap him whilst in the figure 4, which would have been quite sore, only for him to tap as soon as I think it was a bit silly. Now, there's been reports online, Wrestling Observer, various other news sources, that have said that Cody wanted to have a long match with Avalon because they're friends, and it's just something that he's wanted to do. Now, I think it may be, I don't really have a problem with this, but I think it might be too early in Avalon's position in this new character that he's got to get long matches against someone at Cody's level, at least on Dynamite. Now, I can see how this will have gave Avalon the rub. Now, people can comment that, he shouldn't have been on that, but the fact that he's now been on that and had a longish match with Cody on TV will give him the rub. He now has been on Dynamite in a long match. He now could get a break into the lower mid-card areas from this match. I mean, we've got to remember that Avalon's been at the bottom of the pile for pretty much the whole first year of AEW's existence, and there's a few other people that have been like the jobbers that were there from the start. Now, AEW has got a lot of people coming through it. They've got a lot of youngsters coming through it, so it only makes sense that you can't stay a jobber forever. There's always going to be new people at the bottom of the pile, so you need to start moving people around and try and keep them with something to do. So this could be what it was with Avalon, and I think that is needed to a degree. So there's a balance to be found here between how much are you going to push and give them the rub over people at the top of the pecking order, between how do you get them off the bottom. So the one criticism I have heard on this match, and I actually totally agree with, is the length of it. I don't think it needed to be longer than 5 minutes. I say maybe 3 minutes. It would have been fine. Cody probably should have beat him fast. But all that said, and like what I was just saying, when you've got a range of new fresh-faced jobbers coming in all the time, it's probably good to start getting shine on the people that have been on the bottom for a year, like Avalon. And as long as the match was good, Do we really lose out on anything? Do we? I don't think we do. I thought the match was alright. Let's get to the pictures. There's Cargill doing her interviewing. There's the figure 4. Oh, too far. Too far. See? Getting used to this new system, but the system